Did CSG just accuse me of trimming a Tom Brady rookie card? I just got my first CSG return, never graded a sports card before, and there was a surprise in the package waiting for me when I opened it up. Let's take a look at the cards. I'll explain what happened. So we have two Tom Brady rookie cards, and let me tell you where these came from. These came straight out of my binders from when I was a child. So I opened this set 20 years ago in 2000, and I had a complete set in my binders, and I had doubles of Tom Brady, and this happens to be Tom Brady's rookie year. So when I looked it up, fairly decent copies of these in like 8s and 9s, going around a couple $100. So I thought, you know what, they look pretty clean. I'll send them into CSG. They have a quick turnaround time right now, and maybe I'll just flip them onto the market and buy some more Pokemon. Well, when it was shipped and I went to look at the grades, I saw that one of the cards didn't have a grade. One of the cards didn't have anything associated with it. It was just listed there, no numbers next to it or anything. So I thought that was strange. I thought maybe they just, missed it. They didn't put the grade in. But when I got it back, I noticed that my card wasn't graded. That's really interesting to me. Never had that happen before, even in Pokemon, Weiss, Digimon, anything that I've graded before. Nothing has been returned for some reason. Let's go through first the actual grade that the graded card got, and then we can go through what happened with the other card. So this, like I said, right out of a binder from 20 years ago. I've had this ever since I was a kid. I have a complete set of this 2000 Aurora. I think I bought just one of those boxes or something from Walmart that just had all the cards in it. And yeah, had two Tom Brady's, decided to send them both in. They both were pretty clean and might be able to flip it, pay for my hotel in Denver or buy some more Pokemon cards or something like that. 2000 Tom Brady or 2000 Pacific Aurora Tom Brady. And I went with CSG because they had a really quick turnaround time, and I use CGC for all my Pokemon stuff. So I thought I would try them out first for sports. And we got an 8. So I think, the card's been in the binder for a long time. I know it probably has some surface issues, and obviously it's really off-center. Same with the other card. It's pretty off-center as well. So, but at an 8, I think it sells between 150 and $200. So I thought that was definitely worth sending in for $25 to grade. I had no cost basis in it because I've had the card for 20 years. So yeah, pretty solid Tom Brady rookie card. Let's talk about this card now. So this card, from the title and from the intro, that they said that there was evidence of trimming. Now this is really interesting to me because they were right next to each other in the binder for 20 years. The only time I took them out was to put them in card savers to send them in for grading. I definitely didn't trim this card. And I think it's even funnier because they tell you kind of where they thought the card was trimmed, right? So on the right front side of the card. They don't give you any other information as to what the actual evidence is of trimming. They just say evidence of trimming. So I don't know what the evidence that they saw. It's funny that literally two of the same card I sent in, and one of them was okay, and one of them they thought was trimmed for some reason. I don't know why I would do that unless I was going to trim both cards. So let's take a look at the card itself. This is the EV evidence or alteration trim, whatever. I don't know why they send you a label if it's not in a case. All right. So this is how it was sent back to me. So they believe that the trimming happened on the right-hand side, this side. So hopefully, if some common sense, you look at the card and say, why the fuck would I trim on that side? Because it would make it even more off-center than it already is. It's extremely off-center. There's hardly a border over here. And they're saying that I trimmed this side of the card. I don't know why I would trim that side of the card and not this side of the card if I wanted the card to look more centered. Maybe they thought that there was more damage over here and they thought that I trimmed off some damage. But yeah, that would obviously, significantly affect the actual centering of the card. So I don't know why I would do something that would hurt the grade if I was trying to alter it in some way. Just take a look at, I'll pull it out. We'll get a nice close up. So obviously there's a little thing there. There's a little dusty, but I mean, it just looks like a hard edge on a card. The only thing I see is there's a little dusty thing here. Probably from when it was cut at the factory. Don't see anything, don't really see anything other than that little dusty thing, like little extra piece of whatever. on that side of the card. I have no idea. I'll probably send this into PSA eventually. I don't want to sell it raw because I know that I didn't trim it. So hopefully one of these grading companies will grade it eventually. Let me know how you would sell something like this. Like if I were to sell this raw today, would you like put this with it and say, you know, CSG thinks that I trimmed the card, but I didn't, you know, buy at your own risk sort of thing? Or would you just keep submitting it until someone actually graded it? Which is probably what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to send it to PSA. If that doesn't work, send it to Beckett. If that doesn't work, send it back to CGC or CSG. I don't know. Because I didn't trim the card. So, but yeah, I just think when I saw it, I had almost like a little secondhand level of embarrassment. I was kind of like, oh Jesus, man, like really, like why would I send you two of the same card with one of them being trimmed? That seems like it would be a terrible idea. Why, like, they've been in my binder for, you know, 20 some years, and accusing me is harsh language, but it feels accusatory when something like this happens. When you've had the binder when you've had the card your entire life, you pulled it yourself, it's been in a binder for 20 years, you send it in, and then, you know, someone says that you trimmed it. It feels like I've been accused of something, of like some nefarious action, you know? And at the same time, they don't refund you. They don't give you your money back. So in that way too, it feels like I'm at fault for this. So eventually, I'll send it into PSA though. I'll send it into Beckett. I'll send it somewhere that I feel like, you know, might actually grade it because I didn't trim it. So it's unfortunate that it didn't also grade. It probably would have gotten an 8. They were in very similar condition. But yeah, really happy that this one got an 8. I actually really like, obviously it's the CDC style slabs. I like the CSG style label. I think it's really nice. And that's all I got for you guys. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think about the whole situation? What should I do next? Should I send it into more grading companies? Or how would you sell this thing if you were going to sell it raw? Just let me know in the comments. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.